This is an interview for peep-Magazine. We're standing at Hadrian, Newcastle with Resting Bitch Face in collaboration with the Bridge Festival, Hip Hop, Lost Arts. We're standing here with, presume is the founding member of Resting Bitch Face. Can you introduce yourself, please?
Yep. Hi, I'm Pekeo. I kind of do a lot of portrait character illustration, and I started RBF back in 2015.
Wow, what motivated you to start an all-female crew?
I just knew that there were like a bunch of girls in Bristol basically that I liked painting with, and I just thought as well RBF is the perfect name for an all-girl crew just because of like the background of the name. Like the phrase resting bitch face is kind of like a reaction to like the whole thing of being told to smile by men, and I just thought it would make such a good name for like an all-girl graph crew. Luckily I knew some really amazing female writers and stuff, so we've grown since that time. Like 2018 we sort of properly gathered together and started doing like much more organised walls, and yeah, gone from there to like doing events and stuff like that, so it's been a brilliant journey.
Wow. Do you, with you talking about how it came about, have you received much kickback from, with graph being maybe a male dominated arena, have you had much kickback with being an all female crew?
I think that there are always people who are a bit like, does it need to exist? But I also see it as just like a friendship group who just all happen to paint, so why not put a name on it? We haven't really had any kickback though. Like I'd say in Bristol we're like really lucky with like the scene, like, you know, 90% of people are totally sound, really brilliant, really collaborative. So big up Bristol, big up all the writers in Bristol for that. Like it's a really nice scene like compared to others. So we still paint with other people, we still paint with all the lads we used to paint with before. It's just nice to like go on these weekend trips as girls and do something, get a bit girly, talk about stuff at the wall. Yeah, it's like primarily around friendship, and I think that's like something that crews should be. Like I think you should get on with all the people you paint with. It shouldn't just all be about how your art works together and stuff. I think liking each other is really, and respecting each other is really important for that process.
Wow, I'm kind of pleased you're from Bristol, because I have never been to Bristol, but does it look as cool as it seems on TV and documentaries? Is it still got that vibe about Bristol?
Yeah, there's still a lot of support for graffiti, and it's one of those cities that people go when they want to paint on walls basically. So it is still very much that. Like anything, it goes up and down, like in terms of support with the public and with the council and funding and things like that. But on the whole, people are really creative there. People are always finding an excuse to paint, and I think that it's a lot more wholesome than people realise. Like a lot of people see graffiti as this really aggressive, dirty, illegal thing, and it doesn't have to be. I mean, there is a lot of fun in that, like, don't get me wrong. You know, I started out bombing and tagging and stuff like that, but I think like it's important to have fun with it and not get too caught up in like the competitiveness almost. I don't like to get too involved, and I think I'm just too old now as well. I'm not the same person I was when I started, and it's nice to have like, you know, other people to paint with who are like that. So the scene's pretty chill in Bristol compared to other places, and a big part of it is just the personalities there, I think.
Wow, cool. When did you actually start getting into? Have you been doing this for a long time, or is this more of a recent thing?
So this is kind of like a return to home for me. Newcastle's where I first picked up a can. I did like my first proper spray painting here all on my own. Thanks to Sandy, who runs the Bridge. He saw something in my illustration and was like, we need to get you a can. So we tried that out, got us to join what was a crew like section of like co-musica and stuff, and just learned from everyone. So yeah, I've been doing this since like 2011 now, 2012. So quite a long time, like 14 years. I've had a couple of hiatuses and stuff, and yeah, just still love it. I still just love it. Like, and it's taken me on like such a journey, like to different places, meeting different people, painting some weird things at times. Like I painted a lifeboat, that was quite cool. At a festival I painted like behind an animatronic flame-throwing spider at Lindisfarne. Yeah, it's just like, it's not like a lot of other things basically, painting on walls. Like you do get to go on a lot of adventures with it.
What does it mean for you to be involved in this year's The Bridge?
Firstly, I'm just honoured at like every time I get asked to do something like this, but events that Sandy's involved in are just extra close to my heart because they're always for something amazing, like the projects they're doing here and working with people, like young people who are, you know, not in mainstream education, maybe not living a mainstream life through, you know, no fault of their own. He's found a way to take something like the 4 pillars of hip-hop, which was always about community and family. You know, graffiti and stuff, it didn't come out of nowhere. It came out of fractured neighbourhoods needing a sense of community. It brought people together. It gave people a friend group that they could trust with their life. And there is a lot to be said for things that do stuff like that. I think a lot of people would be surprised if they knew some of the background of why all these things have sprung up and why they continue to appeal to people. It's really important to have a sense of family and to feel safe and have people you feel safe with and can depend on. And that's what Sandy brings. Like everything he touches brings a sense of family and community, and that's why I think it's important to support that and really speak to it as well and let people know that, you know, we're not just sort of grotty people painting on walls. There's a lot to it. We've all got a lot of, you know, interests in art. You can see influences from all sorts of things if you know where to look. Inky, for example, is heavily influenced by Art Nouveau, which is like, you know, a really big art movement that a lot of people have heard of. So I think it's really nice to share things in this kind of controlled environment where people can see for themselves how it goes down, and they can kind of see that it's not this terrifying, like, crime. It's just another form of self-expression, and the reasons for it appealing are, you know, to provide that sense of community and to feel seen in your community as well. It's a really easy way to be seen, is to have your name on a wall. So that's why it appeals to a lot of younger kids who don't feel that at home, or they don't feel it in their neighbourhoods.
Wow, brilliant. I was just going to say big up Sandy, and then I see him coming across the bridge there. So hopefully we'll get a bit of a chat with him. But could you maybe talk us through what's going up on the wall here, or maybe what's the influence, and could you maybe talk us through it?
So we really like kind of 80s inspired, like bright colourways. We kind of always end up doing bright colourways anyway, but this one we wanted to do that really sort of vivid 80s kind of vibe. And so there's this thing that I didn't even know until Flux said, but it's called Memphis specifically, which is those crazy 80s backgrounds, like from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, like intro credits and stuff like that. So we had a look at that. We put some colours together, some neons, and that's just the vibe. We're gonna like do some of the patterns and stuff in the background. It should be nice and bright and bold for everyone to look at.
Brilliant, thanks a lot.
Do you want us to move? Because it's not a huge problem to